Hello, it's another cool, in fact it's a frosty morning, but I'm out here going to harvest some vegetables so that I can do cook from scratch ready meals. I'm Liz Zorab and this is Byther Farm.
I know we can do it, sure we can do it, we got to.
When I was looking through the freezer the other day, I noticed that we've got lots of basic ingredients, but we haven't got many already made into meals, and I quite like to have sort of a tray that can just pop in the microwave and heat up. That's a home cooked hearty meal, and it's there and it's ready when either when I can't be bothered to cook from scratch at the time, or if Mr. J wants to get himself something to eat. So the first step is to find some veg. I've got a load of parsnips here, but my fork is in two pieces. For a no-dig garden, I'm not quite sure why the few tools that I do use occasionally always break. I think I get through one fork a year, and I'm buying increasingly good quality ones, and increasingly they're more and more expensive and they still break, and some of that is a reflection on just how poor our soil is actually at ground level, which is where things like parsnips are growing. This year I'll yet again put parsnips in a much deeper raised bed, because that seems to be the only way that I can get them out without wasting another goodness knows how much money on a fork. So if anybody wants to help me find a fork that won't break, I'd be very grateful to hear from them. If you have any suggestions of a brand of fork that well, doesn't fall apart after a year. So let's see how I can do. I mean, actually this fork works really well just for loosening the soil around a few parsnips. So I've been trying to use the method of pushing down to release the root vegetable. That's not quite working with this one. There we go. They're not bad, these parsnips. They're not a bad size. They're not showstoppers, but they're fine for us. So I'm going to use the parsnips a bit like a mashed potato topping on a pie. This is one of those really enormous ones, and I think I'm going to need more than my broken fork to help me get this. So let's have a little look. So I'm going to try pushing down. You know, looking at this soil, this doesn't look nearly as bad as it has in previous years. So I think that the adding of organic matter, and you can almost see a couple of inches there from last year, is really starting to improve it. Well, it snapped it off, so we haven't got the full root. So this is one that's forked right at the top and sent down two deep roots. I can't get those out, but what I can do is return this back to a similar level to where it was before. There we go. And I've actually, I can feel I've loosened this one, so I will have that one too. But I'll leave that one for another day. And I'd also like some carrots. Now, these are the carrots that I sowed quite late in the year. I sowed them much too thickly at this end, and I didn't put any in at the other end. I still don't know why. I seem to have double sowed them this end and none at that end. But anyway, they are baby carrots, but the taste of them is just fantastic. So they are absolutely only finger size, if that, and there's a few on this side that are slightly larger. And tiny as they may be, we're really appreciating the flavour of them and really enjoying them. Mr. J bought some minced beef, so I'm going to do something like a cottage pie or a shepherd's pie with loads and loads of veg in it, and I might do some meatballs in a vegetable sauce. But whatever I end up making, the majority of it will be homegrown vegetables with a small amount of meat in it. And I'm also going to have a solarium. Let's have a look. That one looks splendid. And it smells absolutely lovely as well. And the leaves are all going to go off to the ducks. And in this bed, this is garlic. These are the cloves that I didn't lift last year, and I decided to leave them and grow them as a perennial crop, just harvesting as I need them. So it's the first time I've lifted one. I'm just going to return the worms back to the ground. So my intention is to wash this off, and then I can use all of it. I can use the green at the top and the bulbs at the bottom. So there's my root type vegetables harvested: parsnips, solarium, carrots, garlic and some leeks. And in a while I'll bring my basket out and get some leafy greens like cabbages and sprouts, kale and colettes to add into my meals too. As much as possible, I will batch cook meals, so I'll cook a large volume and then portion them out into trays, which then go into the freezer. I do this for two reasons. One, it saves effort of creating that meal more than once, and also it saves electricity when I'm doing a long slow cook on a meal, so that saves money. I think I've said before I'm not a huge fan of these kalettes. May not grow them again in 2020, but we've got them, and I'm not going to let them go to waste. I am, however, super keen on the sprouts. And this Asturian tree cabbage, it's got a delightful taste. this lovely fresh pale green colour. Yummy. I'll take a few young charred leaves. And the last thing that I want to gather for this meal are some fresh herbs. So I've got some rosemary here. I'm going to have a bit of rosemary and some dill and a little bit of thyme, maybe some marjoram and also some bay leaves. And then that's it. I'll be heading into the kitchen to get on with some cooking. And so wherever you are in the world and whatever you've got planned for today, I hope it's a good one. And I also hope you'll join me again next time.